Hey guys, Bam here bringing you my housing build, Clockwork City patch. This is Pariahs Pinnacle house. I bought this house just because I loved everything about it. The theme, the layout, everything was just perfect. Absolutely what I would want with a house on ESO. So without further ado, I'll get into the build. We'll be doing some commentary on this as we go along to kind of explain a few pieces of it anyway. Starting out, you see the Alpha and the Omega sign. I'm actually in a guild called Omega, and we're pushing Trials content in-game type guild. So that was kind of a tribute to the guild itself. This will be the DPS testing area. We got the 51 mil dummy there, and the solar bars here. Entering into the crafting area, this is where I get a few of my questions anyway. A lot of people ask me what these stones were up here that I embedded inside of the Mundus. Those are the Lighta Meridia, and also how I get some of this blue lighting effect behind everything. What I do is go into lighting and I use the replica dream shards, and I will just go to wherever I want the light to be, and I will sink the light just inside of it to where it's barely visible, because the further down you go, the light adjusts to different ways, but I want it to have the most outward effect possible, so I try to keep it towards the very edge of something, and that creates the backlighting. And I sunk it into pretty much everything. I sunk it into my crafting stations, the walls behind, behind these little plaques that you get from the Malakath furnishing pack, underneath the stones here, and so on. You'll see that all throughout the house in some way, shape, or form as well. Coming in here, this is a hallway, and actually for anybody who's never been in this house yet, there's actually a door behind here. Go ahead and show you, that leads to outside. But I did block it off because I wanted to create that just additional room feel of this area. And there is a way to get out there. I'll show you guys here in a minute, but I do only have one way in or out for the rear side of the house. So since I don't have a trophy room like I did in my other house, or the real ability to do one that I could find that looked decent anyway, I utilized both hallways in the house for trophies. That being the first hallway that I closed off, and this being the second one here where I have most of the busts as well. I won't go all the way up because the main entrance to the room is at the very beginning, so I'll enter it the way that I intended when I build it up. But the same thing goes with these. What I did is I sunk the dream shards into the pedestals here and behind the plaques, and sometimes inside the head. I believe there's one, yep, this one right here, that I actually sunk it into the head, and it really made all this glow, the accent of the eyes and everything come out. And you can see like the inside of this, how it has the glow behind it. So I thought it was a pretty neat effect. And you can use different styles of lighting. You can sink, I've seen people sink braziers back there into the wall to create their backlighting, candles, and so on. So you can pretty much use any source of lighting that you want. You just got to manipulate the piece of furniture at an angle that will put the lighting where you want it to be. Alright, so this is the main entrance. I did like the Uncharted series game. It's actually probably one of my favorite styles of games, with the treasure seeking, the scenery, the cinematics, just everything. I feel that the whole series itself was really well done, and I really enjoy the gameplay. So as I walk in here, you can see that's kind of where I got the inspiration for this. This entire room was that overgrown ancient ruins and, you know, forestry type feel. So as you walk about, you'll see I have braziers I got animals kind of scattered everywhere. And back in here, this is kind of like the escape. Almost like my little hidden oasis. The Vivex divination pool, you can't get that anymore. You could get that back in, I believe, the Morrowind patch. It was part of one of the Crown exclusive furnishing packs. So don't believe you can get this at this time. I've had questions of if I know it'll come back out or not. I cannot confirm that. So again, as you walk through, you see kind of like the overgrown aspect, the weeds coming out of the rocks. You'll see random rocks or boulders or rock piles, because the whole concept behind this place was, you know, to have it broken down. So as you walk into here, this is kind of the centerpiece of the room. Basically, people are trying to get to the mysterious orb. They die or get petrified in the process. They have the Ensei statues that are guarding it, as well as the Overwatch mage. So that's kind of like the treasure that was to be had, and as you can see, they failed. Anyway, coming over here again with the same type of backlighting, like I said, and all I did was sink it into the pedestals right there, and that creates that aura that you see. And then I did put, you can see in here the dream shards. I did put the dream shards inside some of the busts because I thought it created a really nice effect. That goes all the way down back into the crafting area. Like I said before, one way in or out is over here in this corner. For those of you that haven't seen the outside of this place, I'm just going to do just a brief pan. I did delete everything that was back here. There are trees, there are rocks, there are boulders, there are plants, some platforms inside the water like icy platforms. I deleted all of them to create extra space for the remainder of the house. So basically the house stops right here on this patio with a couple of braziers right here. This is the statue that you get in the Malakath furnishing pack. This is actually sunk in the ground quite a bit. It probably goes down to here. I originally wanted to put this in the main room and build off of that, but when I did, it went from the floor all the way to the ceiling and through the ceiling. So I scratched that idea real quick, and this is about the only place I could see that to put it that I could do anything. So coming back inside, it did take away from the centerpiece a little bit with it being daytime, so I did block off the place in between each one of the pillars on the left, the right, and the far right, and kind of gave it that overgrown look still with the rocks and putting the trees up. There's one more thing about this place. It's kind of a hidden gem of sorts, I guess. I'm still working on it at this point. I tried to disguise it as best as possible in this back corner here. You'll find a ramp that goes up to the very top, a little bit of lighting, some railings so you can't fall off like a fucking pleb. I did that shit so many times. When you get up here, I haven't quite figured out what I can do up here in this area yet. I've gone back and forth with creating like a dining situation, kind of a guild hall setup, for all you RPers out there, but I don't know what to do. So I created a couple of just bare bones bedrooms. Right here is one, and over here is the other one, just with a bed, a little rug, and some lighting. But I would like to hear if you guys have any comments, suggestions, especially up here for this area, because I'm kind of at a loss. I've got about 40 slots left, but that'll increase as well, because there's a couple things that I'm going to delete that I haven't shown you. I started building down off the cliff, and I've got some platforms and stuff down there. So when it's all said and done, I might have about 60 to 70 slots left. to work up here on this part of the house. So if you guys got any suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. You can hit me up on my PSN as well. But yeah, down here and not die. Yay! But that's the house. I hope you guys really like it. Give me some feedback if there's something that I can change, make better, take away completely because it's just ridiculous. Let me know, and thanks for watching. You guys take care.